Alright, we are back and we are going into round 4 of Swiss this time around.
We'll be streaming the match between Isaac and Aqlif, I believe.
Isaac Lam, a Singaporean favourite, one of our friends of course, and one of the Singapore's, one of Singapore's veteran players.
I do believe he is aiming for the invite to Worlds.
He's close, in fact. He's, I believe, at over 100 championship points. He needs only about 84 more to secure his invite
and
to Worlds.
Aqlif, actually a foreign player, I believe, from across the border, Malaysia. I don't know much about him actually.
Aqlif has done pretty well at the Malaysian Premier Challenges. He's cut quite a few. So I would say it's a decent threat going into this event. And the fact that they're sitting in right now, both at 3-0, tells you that they're both players to be reckoned with. And of course, both players want to be, defending the local pride. Yeah. Isaac needing to defend Singapore, being in this being the Singapore regionals, and Aqlif hoping to justify his status as an invader.
It'll be interesting if Aqlif decides to bring Raiko, considering that he's part of the KL Raikos, I believe, in the group.
The KL Raikos is the Malaysian crew, shall we call them, the Malaysian group of VGC players. But I don't. Aqlif, of course, sporting the shirt as well. But I don't believe he's got a Raiko on his team. Raiko in the meta game with Groudon,
not really advisable.
Not really advisable. Doesn't do that well against Kyogre either, thanks to Kyogre's high special defense.
Do you know what Isaac is running?
Isaac, I believe, is running his Rayquaza team. Rayquaza Ogre, which actually won him, a variant of which won him the very first PC in Singapore. The very first PC of this format, I correct myself. So Isaac, in a way, set the standard for everyone here in the very first competition in this format here. So I believe he's made some changes since then. He didn't like some matchups and he's trio, so I suppose he's found something that works and he'll be hoping to carry that form onwards. But Aqlif will be more than ready for him.
Well, I believe the players have not started the match yet.
Clearly not, because I see that the players, Isaac, I believe, is currently cycling in the battle resort. So,
yeah, well, it'll be interesting to see what type of support mons they will decide to bring. Do I see Aqlif? Does he? Do you know anything about Aqlif's team? No, right?
No, I haven't seen Aqlif's team today, and I don't believe he came in for registration.
I wonder if he does,
Actually, I have seen his team, but I've seen that, forgotten it. He was just one of the many players I've registered.
It'll be interesting to see if he goes for the, as you call it, the showdown special.
Yeah. Now we don't know anything, but I suppose there are teams will be coming up soon, as the players have entered into the battle, and team preview should be up shortly. We'll try to hold in our partisan tendencies, since of course Singaporeans as we are, we might be to an extent biased, rooting for Isaac, but it promises to be a good match as we do go into team preview, and the teams on both sides. And here we go.
Well, on Isaac's side, we see the Rayquaza, Weavile, Ferrothorn, Cresselia, Kangaskhan, and Kyogre.
Well, Aqlif will be spotting the Togekiss, Ferrothorn, Groudon, Mienshao, Rayquaza, and Meowstic. A Rayquaza mirror match.
But I believe, it's interesting to see Isaac using Weavile because I believe you yourself have used Weavile Rayquaza before, and Weavile packing the feint means that it opens up a lot of opportunities for Rayquaza to net KOs right from the get-go.
Yeah, the feint and extreme speed, a very strong option against things like Smeargle, frail things, but well, we see the opposing weathers as well. Isaac spotting the Kyogre to Aqlif's Groudon, so the Rayquaza and Rayquaza of course disrupting each other's weather, so this promises to be a really interesting game with the weather changing back and forth. As we go into the battle, Isaac opens up with the Weavile Rayquaza lead.
I think he's hoping to blow some Pokemon out.
But unfortunately for him, Aqlif goes with the Mienshao Meowstic lead, and Mienshao carrying in the focus ability will be able to avoid the fake out. As he will not be able to be faked out by Weavile and can fake out the Rayquaza on Isaac's side.
Yeah, so definitely pressure is definitely on Isaac here. Rayquaza forced to protect, would you say?
Yes, Rayquaza pretty much forced to protect or take a free fake out, and it's pretty much risk-free play. It's not only can he protect to avoid the fake out, by protecting and Mega Evolving, he becomes faster than Mienshao next turn.
Yeah, well, interestingly, both of Aqlif leads can fake out, so Aqlif could potentially fake out with the Meowstic and maybe the Mienshao could go
Aqlif's lead is definitely somewhat defensive lead. I think Aqlif was hoping to catch the Kangaskhan from Isaac's side of the field. That's why he let Mienshao, because without the Kangaskhan for Mienshao to threaten, Mienshao doesn't really offer much offensive presence, and Meowstic, of course, offers nothing at all.
Well, I guess the Meowstic can threaten the Rayquaza sweep with controlling it with the Thunder Wave.
And Rayquaza does go for the protect, and I think Mienshao will probably want to go for the fake out on the Rayquaza, as he does. Weavile goes for the fake out on the Meowstic instead, not wanting any shenanigans to come out. Maybe a Swagger.
You see the knockoff actually coming out from the Mienshao onto a Rayquaza which did go for the protect.
well, a decent play because Mian Xiao is faster than Rayquaza, and Rayquaza does have an item, so it was prime for the knockoff there. But now Rayquaza is faster than Mian Xiao, and Weavile is pretty much free to feint and attack into anything. Even if Mirage carries Quick Guard, feint will break right through that Quick Guard.
Well, the question is what does Isaac want fear less? Does he fear the Meowstic's speed control, perhaps with the Thunder Wave, or the Mian Xiao depriving his own
Isaac goes straight for the extreme speed into the Mian Xiao, which will break a Focus Sash if he has one, but it doesn't even go down to his Sash. And knockoff into the Meowstic will KO with a super effective knockoff and revealing Meowstic's item. Meowstic unable to do anything in this battle. Not going for a priority move this turn actually.
There was a mental hurt. Oh, we see the high jump kick coming out.
So no miss from Aqlif, thankfully for him. But Weavile reveals his Sash and will hang on.
Maybe Aqlif was...
And pickpocket steals Mian Xiao's Focus Sash, which will do nothing for the rest of this battle.
That is quite redundant.
Actually, the thing is, but we saw knockoff go before Meowstic, so Meowstic actually went for an attack. What on earth could Meowstic have gone for?
A Psychic, maybe? No, maybe he was aiming to break the Weavile's Sash and to KO it. That's the only logical thing I can think of.
Well, Aqlif actually having an interesting Meowstic set there.
Okay, he decides to bring in Ferrothorn here, which is... Oh, we do see the
Feint will finish off the Mian Xiao at this amount of HP, and Mian Xiao will go down before wreaking any more havoc on the rest of Isaac's team.
And we do see the overheat.
But avoid from the Ferrothorn, who will get the Gyro Ball off, finish off will go onto the Rayquaza, who will take the hit
damage, yeah.
fast, but not yet at any defense drops, since he hasn't used Dragon Ascent yet. But that overheat miss is clearly will bother Isaac, since it would have taken out the Ferrothorn with plenty to spare.
Well, needless to say, Isaac still has an advantage. He has not switched out any Pokemon yet. He still has 2 mons at the back, which he has not revealed, whereas Aqlif is down to his last 2.
But right now, I think the Protect from Ferrothorn is going to be pretty obvious.
Well, the Weavile could just feint.
But then again, he has the feint option, but he will kill himself with the recoil from the Iron Barb.
I mean,
but it's probably worth the play from Isaac.
If Isaac feels that his 2 mons
Aqlif is down to his last 2, and he does go for Protect. Is Isaac going to go for the feint plus overheat? And will overheat connect this time around?
Oh, we do see the feint.
Weavile goes for the feint into the obvious Ferrothorn Protect. Well, it will take... No, feint actually is a non-contact move, I correct myself. So Weavile will not go down to Iron Barbs. I keep forgetting that. Overheat does land, Ferrothorn goes down, and it will be grounded against the wall. And the wall is not... And the wall is a very unforgiving place when it definitely includes a Kyogre at the back.
Well, yeah, things definitely do not look good for Aqlif. What does he do here? Maybe he could take he goes for a Rock Slide, gets a double
hit, but as we pointed out earlier, there is a Kyogre at the back for Isaac.
At least I hope he brought the Kyogre.
Isaac tends to play his games built around getting the Kyogre sweep in the late game, so I have very little doubt that the Kyogre is coming out. But I suppose Kyogre has to worry about the Precipice Blade's critical hit. At this point, the one and only thing, we do see the Kyogre coming out from Isaac's side of the field, and the weather will shift for the final time, barring a misclick from Isaac and him skill swapping the Groudon. The weather for the rest of this battle will be Primordial Sea.
Yeah, Aqlif, I don't see really a way
he needs to outspeed the Kyogre first things first and get the critical hit with the Precipice Blades. A lot of things need to go his way, and well, a Protect from the Kyogre, and Isaac maybe expecting his Kyogre to be slower and going for the Trick Room.
Well, instead it goes for a Rock Slide, I believe. Aqlif's fishing for a flinch here. Flinch would definitely hamper. But
he does go for the Trick Room. So Isaac, very confident that his Kyogre is slower than the Groudon.
So he could be running a very bulky Kyogre.
But then again, he hasn't had any indication so far on how fast the Groudon is. It's a pretty dangerous assumption to make.
And he does go for the skill swap. He does give the Kyogre Levitate.
That is true. So actually the Trick Room was more for his Cresselia than anything else. Yeah, so his Trick Room so his Cresselia could move before the opposing Groudon and get the Levitate, and that is definitely game. Groudon has no way to touch Kyogre.
But if he does manage to somehow kill the Cresselia, then the weather will switch back to Desolate Land, I believe.
No, it will not.
No?
Oh, actually, the weather will become neutral.
Oh. Well, either way, Isaac seals the game with Water Spark, I believe. Even after the Groudon.
The Groudon had no way to touch Kyogre other than Rock Slide, so Isaac playing that endgame flawlessly, I have to say.
Yeah.
Even with the overheat miss costing him a lot of damage on Rayquaza. Rayquaza might well have to close the game out on its own.
Yeah, definitely Weavile definitely doing work for Isaac, I would say. The feint.
And Aqlif walking into the feint, considering how early Isaac reviewed the feint,
maybe he thought he wouldn't want to risk it again. Maybe he thought that feint was a contact move.
That is true. I actually forgot it for a moment, then I realized the feint actually isn't a contact move. Having seen it before, not get the Rocky Helmet recoil. So Isaac cleaned that game up. Right? Kyogre gets grounded endgame in the rain, a very painful matchup, and Isaac removing that one chance Aqlif had with the Trick Room skill swap play.
Looking at the last 2 mons that Isaac had at the back, Ferrothorn was a very good out for Aqlif to win the game.
In fact, Isaac even thinking beyond anything that actually we thought of, because we were wondering, why is he going for a Trick Room? Is he so confident that his Kyogre is slow? But in reality, the Trick Room was just for the Cresselia, so that he could get the skill swap off when Kyogre did not protect. As we saw, the Groudon was slower, so Isaac could have just actually gone straight for the Water Sport and finished it off. But Isaac not wanting to risk maybe a speed tie, so he goes for the super safe play, gets the Trick Room up, his Cresselia skill swaps Levitate, and Groudon had no way to touch Kyogre other than Rock Slide.
Well, Aqlif is definitely not out of the running. I believe a 3-1 still does have a decent
if he wins
chance.
out from here, a 6-1 will definitely get him into the top
and
cut.
his resistance will definitely be very good, especially if Isaac continues on to win his next few matches.